Hi, you might have noticed that I haven't, as of yet, uploaded any poetry by William McGonagall. I just thought I'd sort of film an intro to sort of introduce who William McGonagall is. He's got a reputation, infamous reputation, as one of the worst poets. Um, hmm, I think it's interesting because poems are subjective, so there might be somebody who likes the work of William McGonagall. Um, I'll just read a few parts of the introduction written by Chris Hunt. William McGonagall's early life is shrouded in uncertainty, largely of his own making. The accounts he left us of his childhood contradict both each other and the few official records in which his name appears. He was probably born in 1825, the son of Irish immigrants Charles and Margaret McGonagall. An early census record gives his place of birth as Ireland, but the poet has always claimed to have been born in Edinburgh. But be that as it may, the McGonagall family led a excuse me, transitory experience, stopping in Maybole, Edinburgh, and Glasgow before finally settling in the West End of Dundee. During this time, young William received perhaps a year's formal schooling. Once established in Dundee, William was soon apprenticed to follow the trade of his father, that of a hand-born weaver. So, William McGonagall was a poet of the Victorian era, and he's most closely associated with Dundee because of his most famous or infamous poem, The Tay Bridge Disaster, which I will hopefully read at some point on this channel. Just going to skip to perhaps the most amazing thing about McGonagall is his failure to lapse back into obscurity. The man was remembered fondly for many years after his death by those that had come into contact with him, and his lopsided verse was passed down to subsequent generations. A new edition of Poetic Gems was compiled and printed in the 1930s, and it has never gone out of print since. By the 1960s, his fame had spread south of the border, carried by fans like the actor John Lowry, or was it Laurie? I'm not sure, who would entertain his friends with recitals. The increased interest led to the publication of two further collections of gems, quotation marks, More Poetic Gems in 1962 and Last Poetic Gems in 1968. McGonagall inspired characters in The Goons, Monty Python's Flying Circus, and The Muppet Show. Spike Milligan made a film about him in 1974, which I've not seen, and there have been a number of stage shows based upon his life as well. In fact, recently, as just this year actually, there was a piece in a thing called Celtic Connections about McGonagall. So right up to the day, there's still McGonagall. The McGonagalls, who appear in several of Terry Pratchett's books, are very much based on the writer, while J.K. Rowling, or is it Rowling? I forget, named Professor McGonagall in the Harry Potter books after him. In addition, there are now several websites dedicated to his life and work, including McGonagall Online, which I'll leave a just link down below. Not bad for the worst poet in the English language. McGonagall was a man ahead of his time. One is forced to admire his self-confidence and belief in his own abilities, a conviction which he was able to sustain despite all evidence to the contrary throughout his quixotic pursuit of literary status. He would be in his element today's age of reality television, where a lack of discernible talent is no impediment to becoming a media celebrity overnight. Perhaps he was just born 150 years too early. And I made a comparison between McGonagall and Tommy Wiseau, the director, writer, and the star of The Room. And I think that's a very apt comparison because, they're both not exactly good, and but they are both equally celebrated, even though they're bad and somewhat incompetent, shall we say. Could I say lacking in talent, maybe? I'm not sure. But yeah, and despite this, they are both popular. So I think I ran out of time, or poor out of time, perhaps. But hopefully I will be reading McGonagall poetry within the next week or month. So thank you for watching. I hope you were able to hear me. Thanks and goodbye.